There's only two competitive races in Alamosa. One of those races is the County Commissioner, District Number 2. County Commissioner, District Number 2. Who runs the counties in Colorado? The 3 commissioners do. Some people might say the sheriff, but no, the top executive are the 3 county commissioners. And you should think about who your local leadership is, because you see how, shit's going in Ukraine. Some of these leaders would turn tail and run. But you're not going to fight for this home and this land and this community? Then what the hell are you doing ruling over us, right? You're just an oppressor. You're not a liberator. Arlan Van Rye. Here's Arlan Van Rye. Now, Arlan Van Rye has been in Alamosa at least since 2012. Now, he wrote this on Facebook. I just sat in on a county commissioner meeting and a presentation on the Veterans Park. I would like to make a promise that if I'm elected as County Commissioner, District Number 2 of Alamosa County, Colorado, I will donate $500 out of my first 10 checks for the building of the park. $5,000. That's how important a Veterans Park is for Arlan Van Rye. And I don't understand his last name. Van Rye? Van Rye? How do you say your last name? I'm going to just say Van Rye because it seems, why would you say, if it's just Van Rye, you'd put it together. So Van Rye, right? Because it's, so Arlan Van Rye versus Tom Maestas. This is the GOP primary. You don't have any Democrats who's running for the District Number 2 commish. Even though the sheriff, Robert Jackson of Alamosa County, is a Democrat, there's no Republicans who's running against him. There's also no candidates who's running for coroner. But mostly, the Democrats are wholly absent in the coroner's race, the surveyor's race, the treasurer's race, the assessor's race, and the county commissioner number 2 race. Hey, Democrats, you're going to lose all the races you don't enter. My God, the Democratic Party in Alamosa is just as pathetic as the Democratic Party in Conejos County. They did, I think, they entered just one person to get the sheriff and nobody else entered. Hey, Democrats in Conejos County, what the fuck are you motherfuckers doing? What the fuck are you motherfuckers doing? So let's talk about Arlan Van Rye. So Arlan Van Rye would have, he's the only one, he would have my vote. He would have my vote. Probably. I mean, if I asked him a couple questions and he wasn't totally awful about every goddamn thing in the world, he would have my vote. So, Arlan Van Rye. Who is Arlan Van Rye? He used to be the president of Alamosa Board of Education. I don't know for how long. I guess for at least 4 years, maybe. I don't know. President, you could be there just for a year, but he's going to quit November 2019, or he's going to get elected out or termed out or something. November 2019, I read this article. Arlan Van Rye was a Board of Education. He was the president of the Board of Education. He was the outgoing president. And so essentially it was a ceremony to welcome in the new administration. Tuesday night meeting of the Alamosa School District Board of Education described as the changing of the guard by the superintendent, Rob Alejo. 3 brand new members, Michael Mumper, Katrina Brown, and April Gonzalez, and 1 incumbent, Eli Heredia, were sworn in by outgoing BOE President Arlan Van Rye in front of a packed house. The outgoing members, Christine Hazlitt, Mandy Jackson, Jan DuSoltel, and Van Rye, were presented with plaques in recognition of their service. They received a standing ovation. Once the new officers were elected, an extensive discussion about the business of the upcoming year ensued. Now, Arlan Van Rye, he has actually had a incredible... He's been around the block. He was there in Panama. He invaded Panama in 1989. Why did America invade Panama, you ask? Well, we were going to capture Noriega. We said it was about drugs, but basically Noriega was our guy. And like Saddam Hussein, who used to be our guy, and then he wore out his usefulness. And so the invasion of Panama City was like a war zone. You had 1,000 people that got killed and 23 Americans died. So pretty painless, pretty smooth operation there, pretty successful operation in terms of, the outcomes and achieving the goals. So Arlan Van Rye, he's a lifelong community member, announced his candidacy for Alamosa County Commissioner 4 years ago. He's doing it again. I believe that with my experience, that would be a valued resource to Alamosa County. Van Rye said, I spent most of my life serving my community, from Cub Scouts to school board. and other service clubs throughout the years. My roots are here in the Valley. I'm proud to live here. Would like to ensure that the youth of our community have a reason to stay and earn a living wage here. Arlan Van Rye is married with 2 boys. His oldest son graduated from Alamosa High School and is finishing up his master's at Adams State University. His youngest son graduated from Fort Collins High School and is attending the University of Texas, San Antonio. Arlan Van Rye attended and graduated from Alamosa High School in 1986, attended TSJC, taking various courses throughout the years. He joined the Army in 1988, completed infantry training, airborne training, and the Ranger indoctrination program. Van Rye served with the 3rd Ranger Battalion, BN, is that what the 3rd Ranger BN, from 1988 through 1991. He was assigned to Weapons Pit, where he served as gunner on the 60 millimeter mortar. A year later, he was promoted to schools NCO, where he was in charge of sending other Rangers to military schools and arranging training. Arlan Van Rye participated in Operation Just Cause, the invasion of Panama in 1989. Now, Arlan Van Rye also started Nectir. Nectir Incorporated 2012, NECTIR, or a branch. He started the branch. I think it's so I wonder how that company is doing. Is Nectir still a company? Is it still up and running? Does he have anything to do with it? Because October 2012, you had Nectir Incorporated was an emerging nationwide network of staffing firms headquartered in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, announcing the opening of a new branch, Nectir Alamosa. So it's a staffing. Basically, they help staffing. They provide contingent staffing, contract for hire services, direct hire services, rapid deployment staffing for local and regional companies. He served as the vice president of business development of Nectir Alamosa. As someone who has experienced the economic changes in the San Luis Valley area, I know that local employers will benefit from strategic staffing services, says Arlan Van Rye. With Nectir's experience and established infrastructure, we're excited to help businesses find top talent while reducing their hiring expenses. I like that idea. That's like just a union shop, right? You need jobs. People need jobs instead of just like manpower or something. It's like a little bit specialized. I don't know. I like the idea. I wonder if it was successful. Historical trends point to staffing industry growth during periods of economic recovery. We know that Arlan will become the go-to guy for staffing needs in the San Luis Valley and will thrive in the local market. While Nectar franchises are privately owned, the company provides its local franchise owners with back office services, infrastructure, recruiting services, payroll funding, and market support so that partners can directly focus on client-related activities. Interesting. Back office services, infrastructure, like what? Concrete, recruiting services, payroll funding, and market support. He returned to Alamosa and has since worked with the family business Colorado Construction for 21 years. Wait, what? This is, okay, more of his stuff that he's done beforehand. So he's not really mentioning this thing. I bet, what, did it not go well? All right, so okay, let's go back in time. That was 2012. Now, Arlan Van Rye returned to Alamosa and has since worked with the family business Colorado Construction for 21 years. During that time, Arlan Van Rye started a drug and alcohol testing business and a few years later added a staffing company. He is a member of the Alamosa Elks, American Legion, and a lifetime member of the VFW. Arlan Van Rye was elected to the Alamosa School Board in 2009, served 8 years, and in November 2017, he was reappointed after no one ran for his district. Arlan Van Rye has served on the Colorado Association of School Boards as a board member since 2015. During my life on CASB, I have served on the Legislative Resolutions Committee, which advocates for public schools at the state level. I have also served on the Federal Resolutions Committee, advocating for public schools in Washington, D.C. He said, he added, during my time on school board, I've been part of the budgeting process. During my time on the board, our district has seen our budget cut by the state. The district has continued to operate on a smaller amount of money and still deliver quality education with less resources. I got so many questions, and actually just a few. First of all, Arlan Van Rye, what do you believe in, man? What do you believe in? So many people say, hey, look at my resume. I'm able to do the job. Okay, Let's say you're qualified. Let's say you're qualified. You could sit on, the county court, the county council, and you could pass laws and you could spend the money. You could spend that budget money and you could pass laws, and you're going to what? The biggest question is, what's the vision for Alamosa County? What vision do you have for Alamosa County? We're supposed to buy into what you're saying. We need to believe where are you trying to progress Alamosa County? Or are you trying to regress them? Are you trying to get everybody to get, I like the idea of the thing. And in fact, if that wasn't a private company, if that was a government company, that would make more sense. Because it's important for the people to find work, and it's important for businesses to find workers. That's a coordination thing. I think that's a brilliant coordination thing. Like I said, that's like union shop shit. We all got to find jobs, right? So we need to have friends in high, low, middle places. So I got so many questions, but I'm just going to mention a couple things. Okay, so Arlan Van Ryn, the reason why I got so many questions, I don't know what the hell he stands for. I don't know where he stands on the Second Amendment. I don't know where he stands on, are we allowed to collect rainwater? It used to be illegal in Colorado. Is Arlan Van Ryn, is he going to regress and go back to when rainwater was illegal? There's been, lots of, crap that's happened around here, poaching. I don't want to regress, right? Let's not regress. Let's always, improve, move forward to make better. Let's make better. So I just want to know, what's his vision? If your vision is to increase social spending, great. If your vision is to have, just a school choice, which, you're county commissioner, so you have to deal with the roads. You got to deal with the electricity. You got to deal with all of it. The county commissioners are the head local representatives for Alamosa County. They have more power than the sheriff. They're the head executive branch. So, but they're the county. You got Alamosa City, which has its own municipal court and its own municipal everything. So Alamosa County is not Alamosa City, and Alamosa City is not Alamosa County. So basically my questions, I have many questions because I know nothing. I know nothing about this guy. What does he stand on? Police reform. What does he stand? Where does he stand on ranked choice voting? Where does he stand on climate change? Everybody talks about snowpack and making sure there's plenty of rain. If we keep fucking with the weather, apparently we're not going to have any snowpack in 2080. So is anybody going to give a damn about, And even if you don't believe in climate change, shouldn't we treat, Mother Nature? Shouldn't we not pollute? Shouldn't we not throw trash every fucking place? Shouldn't we, try to recycle and try to, save electricity and shit and reduce, reuse, recycle? Shouldn't we do that? Isn't that just common sense? So Arlan Van Ryn, he seems like a nice guy, nice chummy guy, right? He's done this, he's done that. Seems like he'd be an easy person to talk to. I just don't know what kind of Alamosa he would bring. He'll probably win, because who the hell is this Tom Maestas? Tom Maestas, do you exist? Are you even around? Has anybody ever heard of this guy? He seems to be nowhere on the internet. And so if you're not trying to get, everybody to vote for you, Tom Maestas, you're probably going to lose, man. I'm going to do it old school and just shake people's hands. It might work, but some people, you might not be able to get around to everybody, and when you put your stuff out online, people can access it whenever they want to. So my big question for Arlan Van Ryn is, what is your vision for Alamosa County? Ranked choice voting, police reform. If you could just tell me something else about you. You're big on roads, man. I just want to get all these damn dirt roads paved. Fantastic. I just want to get electric and internet to all these. I just want to get solar power panels on every single house. What is your vision, man? What is your vision? Just vote for you because you're a nice guy? Hey, I'm a nice guy. I feel like you're going to be steamrolled. The chair, there's 3 county commissioners. You should push for a consensus. All 3 of you should be unanimous in all your decisions. There's only 3 you assholes. If you 3 assholes can't get together, how the fuck is the rest of us supposed to be able to get along? So if you're not unanimous, 3 people, you should push for being unanimous. But usually what happens is you'll have a chair and you'll have somebody that's, thinks they're smarter than the rest or whatever, kind of is the leader. There's 3 people, and yet 2 people have ceded their authority to 1. The whole point of having 3 leaders is so we have a triumvirate. You don't have a dictator. We don't have, that's kind of like the 3 branches of government. It's checks and balances. Who is the leader? It's not the sheriff, it's the 3 county commissioners. Which one of those 3 are more important? Well, that's up to them and that's up to you, the people. Okay, Alamosa. So that's pretty much all I got with Arlan Van Ree and Tom Maestas. Tom Maestas is a ghost. He's Casper. Hey, Tom Maestas, where are you? Bobby Fischer. I don't know. So Arlan Van Ree. You would have to vote for him because who else is there? There's nobody else to vote for. And the Democrats are like, fuck it. We don't even give a shit about Alamosa. We're not even going to provide one single candidate. We're not going to provide one single fucking candidate because we're Democrats and we don't give a shit about the future of our... Goodness gracious. So in Alamosa, don't expect the coroner or the surveyor or the treasurer or the assessor or county commissioner number 2 to be a Democrat. The Democrats in Alamosa are going to lose all 5 political races. County commissioner number 2, surveyor, treasurer, assessor, coroner's race. In fact, there's nobody running for coroner, so you're going to have somebody that just, stands up. Hey, you want to be coroner? Get on in there. Now, get on in there, you. Coroner, all you got to do is just look at the dead body and say, why they died. In Athens, Rome, everybody had to be prepared to take any position. So, Jesus Christ, what kind of culture do we have in Alamosa where you have these positions aren't even being filled? Nobody wants to be the leader of the community. Nobody wants to stand up. And who the fuck is the Central Committee of the Democratic Party in Alamosa? Who the fuck is the Central Committee of the Democratic Party in Conejos County? Besides depressing turnout and killing hope for the rest of our futures, what the fuck are you motherfuckers doing? In order to run for office, all you have to do, caucus? You just have to raise your goddamn hand? So it's the easiest fucking thing in the world to run for office in Colorado if the political parties are organized. But in Conejos County, Alamosa County, some of the other counties, Costilla County, they're all Democrats over there. It's the Republicans that don't organize. And actually, even the Democrats they don't have monthly meetings in Costilla County. So, what's my point? Good luck, Arlan Van Ree. Good luck.